Hello and good morning students. Today in this 48th lecture we are going to begin a new chapter which is a revision chapter given to us in our text, and the name of the chapter as you can see on the board, preposition and prepositional phrases, and it's a revision. Well, although it's a revision, we will be discussing a couple of things about these two words. Before that, let us understand and justify the word given to us as you see on the board, preposition. What do you mean by the word preposition itself? What does it sound like? Well, if you literally try to understand the meaning of the word preposition, it will give you the understanding of the idea, something that is placed before, preposition. So if I separate the word into two parts, I can write it as preposition or preposition. Preposition, where pre will be meaning as something before. Now let's ask these questions to ourselves as you see on the board. What is a preposition? What is object of a preposition? What is prepositional phrase? Well, a preposition relates or links the noun or pronoun that follows it to with other words in a sentence. So, preposition is that word which is showing some linkage or some relationship with the other words in a sentence. Well, answering the second question, what is object of a preposition? The noun or pronoun that follows the preposition is the object of the preposition. Well, this can be said in other words like this. The noun or pronoun before which a preposition is placed is called the object of the preposition. So, both mean the same. So, we are trying to say something that is connecting, or the noun or pronoun before which a preposition is placed is called the object of the preposition. Well, to answer the third question, what is prepositional phrase? If you understood the object of a preposition well, only then you will be able to understand prepositional phrase. Well, preposition and its object. So, we are talking about that particular word which we refer to as preposition, and the object, that is the noun or a pronoun that is followed in the other words, together form the prepositional phrase. Well, so I hope the three things that we need to learn is now clear as preposition and prepositional phrase. Let us discuss and understand the kinds of preposition which is really very important. Prepositions can be categorized or put into actually three kinds, but we can have some more additional kinds also. Well, I have mentioned three important kinds over here. Preposition of spatial relationship, I am not saying special, spatial. Preposition of time, preposition of direction. Well, when you talk about preposition, at least three kinds you should be knowing. Let us discuss a little about each one of them. Preposition that refers to place and position. I repeat, prepositions that refer to place and position are called prepositions of spatial relationship. Well, take one example of this type. Let us take, I live at Lajpat Nagar in New Delhi. I live in Lajpat Nagar. I live at Lajpat Nagar in New Delhi. Well, so you can see the word at and the word in both have been written in this sentence. So what are they showing? They are showing the preposition of spatial relationship. I live where? At Lajpat Nagar. And again, if I try to understand where is Lajpat Nagar, then it is in New Delhi. And you may wonder why we are writing at and in. Well, when you are talking about a specific area, then you use the preposition at. But when you are talking about a larger or a wider area, then you take it as New Delhi. If you want to say, I live at Kalpibid in Bhavnagar. So, at Kalpibid and in Bhavnagar must be written. Moving ahead and taking a word about the next kind of preposition, that is preposition of time. The preposition of time refers to time or duration of an action or the state of being. I repeat, preposition of time refer to time or duration of an action or a state of being, something or some time that is taken for it to happen, or a state of being, in what state it is or in what condition it is. Let's take an example of this. Rita is sleeping since evening. Rita is sleeping since evening. Now here you see the word since has been used in order to show the point of time, the specific point of time. When did she start sleeping? Since evening. Maybe she is still sleeping, it is late in the night, maybe it's morning. So the word since gives us the idea about the preposition it is referring to. So preposition since is the preposition of time. When talking about the preposition of direction, when you use words to refer to the direction or movement of a noun or a pronoun. I repeat, preposition of direction refers to direction or movement of a noun or a pronoun. Taking one example of this type too, the dolphins dived into the sea. The dolphins dived into the sea. You see the word into? Where you can see an action taking place from outside to inside. So when you are not in the water and you are going into the water, or when you do an action from outside to inside, what we call as, we use the preposition of direction, that is into. You might have learned the details about this in the earlier classes. Well, moving ahead, the next thing that is given to us in the you know section, let us read it aloud and understand. A preposition relates the noun or pronoun that follows it with the other words in the sentence. The noun or pronoun that follows the preposition is the object of the preposition. And the third thing, a preposition and its object together form the prepositional phrase. We already read these three things on the board. Now let us talk about an example that is given to us in the text. Raghu went for a bike ride, and two more examples. Students from our school won the competition. And the third example, that is the largest shop in the mall. Now let us analyze these three sentences given to us. Note, in the sentences above, the words in italics, the italicized words in the slant, the word that you see in the slant, are prepositions. They are tilted. So words like for, from and in, all these three words are prepositions. They are showing the position it has been placed before. Before what? Before a noun or a pronoun. And the underlined group of words that you see along with the preposition, like for a bike ride, from our school, and the word in the mall, they indicate the prepositional phrase. So I hope this is now very, very clear. We have an exercise to perform about the preposition and prepositional phrase. So let us do it now.
Well, before we take up the textual exercise, as I just said, it's important to discuss this with you that the use of preposition is extremely difficult to learn. In many cases, there are no rules. It is largely a matter of convention, a matter of idiom. The best way of learning the use of preposition is by careful reading and constant practice. Well, to meet up to this, I have brought up a picture to show you, with which we will be just going through the different rules, and then we will be looking into the textual exercise. So let's discuss these rules. The picture being displayed on your screen is giving you information about preposition of time, at, in, etc. So let's go through these little rules. We use at with a clock time or meal time. Well, this should be very clear to you. Clock time is the time that you see in the clock, or what you call meal time, that is lunch time or dinner time accordingly. So a few examples have been given. At 6 o'clock, at 4:45, it could be AM, PM, at lunch time. So this is how we use the preposition at with clock time and meal time. The next one, we use the word on plus day or time. As you can see in the example, on Monday when you want to say, on 6th March, on Christmas Day, so it's a particular day, on New Year's Day is also a particular day. Well, we have an exception to this, but we say at Christmas, isn't it? Just as we said over here, on Christmas Day. So we mean to say the specific day, that is 25th of December. But when you say at Christmas, it doesn't mean that it is just 25th of December. At Christmas means equals to the holiday period of 2 or 3 days. Well, say if you're taking a holiday for 2 or 3 days, 25th, 26th, 27th, we say at Christmas. That is the duration of Christmas holidays. At the weekend is not just one particular day. It could be comprising of 2 or 3 days. Next is we use in with longer periods, example months, years and seasons. In 1995, in June, in winter, in the 20th century. So this is also the use of in with regards to time related to longer periods as month, year and seasons. We also use in with the part of the day as in the morning, in the afternoon. But we have an exception over here. But we say at night. We don't say in night. Okay, I go to bed in night. No, I go to bed at night and not in night. Moving ahead, we say on with a part of the day or day and date. Say on Sunday morning, on Friday evening, or we say on the afternoon of 10. So here we use the word afternoon showing a meal time as well as the date. The date plus day. Both day and date both have been used. Next, we do not normally use at, on or in before time phrases beginning with the word last, next, this or every. This is something to keep in mind. When you have made use of the word last, next, this or every in a sentence, we do not write or we do not use the preposition at, on or in before it. As you can see in the example, I received the letter last Tuesday and not on last Tuesday. I'll see you again next month. So I'm making use of the word next. Therefore, I will not be using in next month over there. It would be incorrect for me to say that. Are you free this afternoon? And I don't say are you free in this afternoon. If I am saying this, it's incorrect. So not to do this. Peter came last Christmas, and I shouldn't say Peter came at last Christmas. No. We go to Bengaluru every summer and not in every summer. The next set of rules is about prepositions of place, at, in and on. We use at to talk about a position, a point in space. As you see in this example, there's an old man at the gate. So when you want to say someone standing at the gate, you say at the gate. They were waiting at the bus stop. Turn left at the traffic lights, at the next corner. So you see we have used at over here not as a matter of time but as a matter of place. Events or group activities. Was Radha at the party? I saw David at a tennis match. There weren't many people at the meeting. Shops or workplaces. I saw him at the baker's shop at the supermarket. He is at the doctor's. You see, just simple. He is at the doctor's. He means he was at the doctor. But we're not saying in over here. We're using at to show the place of that person or the position of the thing. A person's house or flat. I had tea at Anand's house or at Anand's flat and not in Anand's flat. When you talk about an exact address, as in these examples, he lives at 43 Ambedkar Street. Are you still at the same address? So we are using the word at to indicate place over here. We use in when we see something as having volume or area. Mother's in the kitchen. So you're talking about a volume and area of the space where mother is present. I had 30 rupees in my pocket. The area restricted within your trousers in my pocket. The children were playing in the park. And here we are not using at the park. Well, we can use at times at the park. Right now we are focusing on the volume or area. Next, we often use the preposition at with a building when we are thinking of the activity that happens there. We use in when we mean inside the building, as you see in these examples. We were at the cinema hall means we were watching a film. You were doing the activity of watching a film. Therefore, you are not saying we are in the cinema hall last night. We are saying we are at the cinema hall last night. The meaning has been given to you. It was very cold in the cinema. Inside the cinema. So you see, in one sentence we've used at, in the other we've used in to show two different things. We use in with cities, towns, and villages when we are thinking of them as places having length and breadth. We normally use at when we see the city, town, or village as a point on a journey. So there are two things where we can use at and in. We stayed in London for 2 days. So what are we thinking about? The activity of staying at the length and breadth of it. Our plane stopped at London on the way to New York. So it is stopping at a particular point over here, not the entire London over there. They live in Raipur. Does this train stop at Raipur? So you see two types of sentences helping you to understand the difference between the use of in and at in each of these sentences. Next, we use in to talk about a road or street. In America, on is used. The Mehtas live in Museum Road, Tilak Street. You see, Americans will use over here, the Mehtas live on Museum Road or on Tilak Street. Finally, spare a minute and go through these important phrases that I want you to remember. Well, page number 97, exercise A, fill in the blanks with appropriate prepositions. We are going to insert appropriate prepositions in the sentences given to us. The first one, as you see, there is value dash patience. There is value dash patience. You have to be very careful while choosing an appropriate prepositional or a preposition word over here. There is value dash patience. Here patience refers to
keeping your mind calm. So we can say there is value in patience. So when you keep patience, it's a valuable act, it's a valuable virtue. So we say there is value in patience. We will not be able to use any other preposition besides the word in. Next sentence. Sentence number 2. She told me that she lived dash 90 Curzon Road. That she lived dash 90 Curzon Road. Well, in this sentence, if you carefully see, we are talking about a specific area where the person is living. So we should be applying the preposition at and not in, as we just learned in the example. She told me that she lived at 90 Curzon Road and not in 90 Curzon Road. Well, if the 90 Curzon Road is in a particular city, Ahmedabad or Delhi or Agra or Bhavnagar, for instance, then we can continually write in Bhavnagar, in Ahmedabad to specify the wider place. The third sentence, we were sorry to hear dash the unfortunate accident. We were sorry to hear dash the unfortunate accident. So what are we going to write? Think about a suitable and appropriate preposition that you can write in this place. It will be about. Yes, I hope you guessed it correctly. About. We are sorry to hear about something. So about the unfortunate accident. Next one, number 4. My mother is ill. Dash fever. My mother is ill. Dash fever. So my mother is ill in fever, at fever, on fever, by fever. You can make a trial and error method to use, although you should be knowing by now, being English learners as students. My mother is ill with fever. So she is ill, but she has a symptom of fever. So with fever. You'll have to write the word with, and not in fever or at fever. The next one, number 5. I have eaten nothing dash yesterday. So we are talking about the time, about yesterday. So we will be using a specific point of time, and the word will be nothing else but since, as we had in the example. I have eaten nothing since yesterday, from that particular point of time. Earlier lecture we learned about the since and for, its usage. I hope you can recall that. The next one, number 6. He has been absent dash 3 days. He has been absent dash 3 days. So what are we referring to over here? We are referring to the time over here, but we are referring to something that is a time duration. So we will have to use a preposition of time, which is suitable to this sentence. He has been absent for 3 days and not since 3 days. We learned the difference between for and since earlier. For 3 days. We don't know what are those 3 days. Or which are those 3 days? The next one, she started dash 6 dash the morning. So writing the answer for this, we have not one blank, we've got two blanks to answer. So be very careful. Here we have got two things. We have got the specific place also, and we have got the specific time also. So she started at 6 in the morning. So we'll use the word at and in. At 6 we have got a specific time, at 6. When? In the morning time. So at 6, when at 6, 6 could be in the evening also. So in morning, morning refers to a duration of time and 6 refers to a specific point of time. And we are using she started at 6 in morning. Next one, the train is dash time. The 8th one. Dash time. The train is on time. Yes. The preposition that we will be applying over here is on time, showing the preposition of time over here. On time. Well, it is a revision thing. I hope you know about this. This is a rigorous practice what we are doing. We've got 20 sentences altogether for the first exercise. We'll be practicing it. Very important. Number 9. She was born dash a small village dash the Vaga border. So we have got two things. We have got a specific place as well as the wider place over here. Think about it. We will be writing the answer. The 9th sentence. She was born dash a small village. And dash to the Vaga border. We will insert the words in a small village and something that is close to that place. So here we are going to use a new preposition that is near the Vaga border. Okay, and not in or at the Vaga border. We are going to write she was born in a small village, and where is that small village? Located near the Vaga border. So in this manner we are going to write in and near over here. Let us see the next one. Number 10. My sister is afraid dash dogs. My sister is afraid about dogs, in dogs, at dogs. No, this is a trial and error method. We come to know my sister is afraid of dogs. About something, but or of dogs. So of is the appropriate preposition you need to apply. Next one, number 11. This medicine will cure you dash influenza. So, what are we going to use over here? Talking about medicine, this medicine will cure you. At that disease, at influenza, in influenza, or again we will be using the same preposition that we used in the previous one of influenza from certain disease. So of is used in two ways, as spatial also, as direction also. Well, moving at the next one. I disapprove dash your conduct. I disapprove dash your conduct. Someone's behavior or manner. So, a person's conduct is being discussed about, and the preposition that we need to apply is I disapprove of your conduct. Sentence. The box was full dash papers. So the box was full of papers. What? Of papers. Full of papers. So the word that we need to insert is preposition of. 14th one. Flour is made dash wheat. We are talking about the flour. When you grind some grain, you get the powder from it. So flour. Flour is made dash wheat. So we will be inserting an appropriate preposition. Flour is made with the help of something, some commodity, some material that you are using to make that flour. So from wheat. From wheat. And not of wheat. So do not mistakenly write of or think about it. The 15th sentence. These shoes are made dash leather. Dash leather. So we are talking about the manufacturing of shoes out of the thing or the material leather. We are talking about a material over here, unlike we are talking about the ingredient over here. Here it is not an ingredient, it's a material. Flour is made from wheat and not of wheat, but here these shoes are made from leather would be incorrect. So we will be writing these shoes are made of leather and not from leather, because we are discussing about the material and not the ingredient. Sixteenth one. He is married dash my sister. Dash my sister. And the preposition that we are going to insert is a very simple one. He is married to my sister. So we are using a preposition of referring it to a spatial relationship. So to my sister. Well, moving ahead to the next one. Number 17. They are proud dash their daughter's performance. One. They are dash. They are proud. Dash their daughters. They are proud. Dash their daughters' performance. Well, Write the answer. They are proud of their daughter's performance. So performance related to the daughter. So of their daughter. Number 18. Divide this money dash your two brothers. Divide this money dash the two brothers. So divide this money. We are being instructed in the sentence to divide the money only between two. So see, I just got the word. The word is between. So if you are using your discrete intelligence, automatically you will be getting the preposition to be inserted. Between is the word. Divide this money between the two brothers. 19. This tool is very useful dash me. This tool is very useful dash me. Okay, so we will be inserting the word that is showing spatial relationship to me, related to me. The 20th sentence, the last one in this exercise. The note was written dash pencil and dash pencil, not dash ink. Be very careful with the 20th one. The note was written dash pencil, comma, dash ink. Now have a careful understanding or careful look at these two words, pencil and ink. You will in the first place figure it out that pencil is the object we are talking about. Well, ink is that liquid that is used. So here we are not talking about the object pencil but the graphite lead which scribbles on the paper to create the impression. So we are talking about the material with which it is written. The note is written. Here pencil does not stand for the object pencil but the lead or the graphite that is scribbled and used in the process of writing. So pencil and ink. The note was written in pencil and in ink. So you don't write with pencil and with ink. In pencil, that is the writing of the pencil, and in ink, the ink that is used in the process of writing. The next exercise that we have, exercise B. Put brackets around the prepositional phrases in the following sentences. Where the example has been done for you, you can see it on your screen. Students brought apples to class. The bracket has been applied. On the first day, again a bracket has been applied. And finally, off school. In all these three brackets, you will find one preposition followed by a suitable object or the noun or pronoun. So these two together is called a prepositional phrase. So this example sentence does not have one prepositional phrase, it has three prepositional phrases. So this could be the scenario in other sentences too. So let us work it out. Mrs. Smith added 2 cups of pumpkin to the pie. Precisely, you have to put brackets around the prepositional phrases one, after the example, Mrs. Smith added 2 cups of pumpkin to the pie. Try to locate the preposition. Once you get the preposition in the sentence, easily you will be finding out the prepositional phrase, which is nothing but the combination of the preposition and the object. So Mrs. Smith added 2 cups of pumpkin. So let us the bracket around of pumpkin followed by the words to the pie. Where to is a preposition, so once again we open and close the brackets. This becomes the answer that is required for us. The next one, Deepa and Jaya had a ride in the car with grandpa. Easily you'll be able to find out. Deepa and Jaya had a ride in the car. The words in the car becomes my first prepositional phrase in the sentence, followed by the next one with grandpa. We have got the word in as a preposition followed by the object. We have the word with followed by the object grandpa. Moving ahead, the next one. Most of these recipes use milk. So let us bracket around the prepositional phrase, and the prepositional phrase in this sentence is of these recipes. Most of these recipes. So we will put brackets around the words of these recipes, which is very, very simple to know. Fourth one. The gifts are under the Christmas tree. So having a careful look, you will find out the preposition is the word under. So along with the word under, followed by the object, we will mark it out as the prepositional phrase. The next one, number 5. The scarecrow had a hat on its head. Well, have a careful look. The scarecrow had a hat on its head. So mark out the words on its head as the prepositional phrase that we need. Sixth one. The boys had fun playing water polo in the pool. Well, let us mark it out. Boys had fun playing water polo where? In the pool. The word is required here is in the pool. Okay. moving on to the next one. Number 7. The apple juice was made from fresh apples. Well, let us find out the preposition and then mark the prepositional phrase. Do we have one or do we have two? Let us see. The apple juice was made from fresh apples. The word from indicates the preposition. Therefore, the words from fresh apples will be the prepositional phrase. I hope prepositional phrase is now becoming very clearer. 3 more seconds to go. The trees on the farm lose their leaves in autumn. On the farm lose their leaves in autumn. Well, to mark out the prepositional phrase or the prepositional phrases over here, because we have two over here. If you carefully observe, the word on is a preposition and the word in is also a preposition. So let's mark out the two prepositional phrases. The words from on till the word on the farm, eliminating or not considering the word lose their leaves, and then in autumn. So we have two prepositional phrases in 8th sentence. Sentence number 9. The rock on the cliff rolled down to the valley. Well, have a careful look. The rock on the cliff. So on is the preposition that we can identify. So beginning the word on the cliff, and then the action word roll down where? To the valley, showing the spatial relationship to the valley becomes our second prepositional phrase. The last sentence, number 10. The boy walked the dog down the busy street. Well, this sentence, if you carefully observe, you will find out the prepositional phrase that has been marked over here. It is down the busy street. So mark it out. Down the busy street. Well, so we've completed the two exercises given to us in this chapter as a revision. We'll be looking into the common errors that students commit in the preposition and prepositional phrases in the upcoming lecture, and some more practice we'll be doing about this chapter. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye and see you soon.